How to remain single in marriage. How do you remain single in marriage? That sounds like a contradiction. I'm married. How do I become single? Now, one of the things you need to understand, if you read one of my wife's books, Simple Sense for Singles, one of the things she said in that book is that singleness is both a status and a state. So singleness can be a status of being unmarried and a state of being whole, being wholesome, being one. Okay, so and that's the perspective I'm talking about, being complete, being one. Now, when you marry, you are going to lose some part of yourself, but make sure you don't lose all of yourself. When you are married, you are going to lose some part of you. That's important. You are going to have to compromise some things, but you must not lose all of yourself. What do I mean? There are some core part of you that makes you that you must not lose, and that's why I said you must remain complete. That is, you must remain single even in your marriage. Now, let me say this: that there are things that makes your husband or your wife, want to marry you. There are things he saw in you that makes him say, "Oh, I want you to be my wife." And some of those things are the core part of you, they are core essence of you, and these are things you must make sure that they remain intact if you are going to keep your marriage. So how do you remain single in marriage? I will be sharing 5 things with you. Number 1 is that do things that makes you. Do things that makes you. Now, it's okay for your spouse to do some things you are not interested in. Now, if you're married, listen to me. It's okay that your spouse has some things he or she does that you are not interested in them. It doesn't catch your interest. It's not compulsory that everything you must do together. It's not compulsory. So you must know that there are things that makes you. So you must ensure that you do those things. Number 2, take out time to be by yourself once in a while. Now, marriage is very, very occupying. When you are married, it's huge commitment. But once in a while, you must find time to be by yourself. For instance, one of the things I and my wife, what we do, sometimes we call it retreat. She travels for a retreat and it's just all by ourselves. There are times I travel for a retreat all by myself. There are times we travel both for retreat, the two of us. But we need to know that there are times you need to go on your own. There are things you need to settle with God on your own. There are things you need to think on your own. There are things you need to deal with on your own. So one of the ways to remain single is to make sure that you take time either on a retreat by yourself or take time to be all by yourself. Okay, but of course you have to discuss with your hobbies. You have to discuss with your husband. Okay, so what are the things you do by yourself? It may be hobbies, things you do by yourself, maybe places you go to when you were single, books you read when you were singles. These are things you need to go back and do even when you are married or while you are married. Number 3, do things you do while you are single. Do things you do while you used to be singles, and it also may be reading books you read while you were single or while you were a single person. It may also be going to places you used to go to while you were single. It may be doing some hobbies, maybe games, watching games you used to watch while you were single. Some things you used to do while you were single. So, but also you must make sure that your husband or your wife is okay with those things. All right. Number 4, revisit and reevaluate your vision while you were single. While you were single, there were things you wrote down as visions. You need to reevaluate those things. Yeah, some of you have long-term vision, things you were projecting you were going to do while you were single. Go and revisit some of those visions. They may rekindle and reignite and redirect your path to some of the things that you are no more doing. As married person, sometimes children can take your gaze far away from your vision. So reevaluate and revisit some of those visions. It doesn't mean that all of them you have to do again, but it just gives you some kind of vibe of some kind of readjustment. Okay. Number 5, personal development. personal development. You must focus on your personal development. Don't expect your spouse to develop you for you. So focus on things that can help you develop as an individual, as a person. What are the things you can do to help you develop? Those are the things that you should also focus on doing. Doing these 5 things can help you remain single even when you are married. And let me say this, the more complete you are, the better help you can give to your spouse, the better help you can be to your spouse. I hope you've been blessed by this. If you are, make sure you leave a comment, you like, and you share. Thank you. God bless you.